Hey everyone, hope your day is going well. The news is here. Well, it's a few months old, but the planet I live on, it takes a while to get across the internet. It goes through cables under the sea, under the ocean. Some fish are gnawing at it, until it gets to me. But human scientists, may have found the key to interstellar travel. So there's more to humans than meet the eye, like Optimus Prime said. And I'm sending this message to any surviving Autobots taking refuge among the stars. We are here, and we might be coming. We might be coming. Let's see what secrets are about to be unlocked.
All right, so our universe is four-dimensional. Three dimensions are for space, and one is for time.
Okay.
Now, let's mix them together. We're getting a nice dough called space-time. This dough has one amazing feature. Even though you can't use it to bake a pie, you can bend and tear it. Now, forget about our culinary.
What does that mean, though? What does that mean? I've been reading so much over the years about space and about time, about space-time. And even, written little parts about it, here and there in short stories. And I still don't understand it.
Analogy, we're going to space. Waves traveling through space-time can travel at speeds much greater than the speed of light. Now, when it comes to propulsion, or simply put, moving forward, traveling through space by ejecting hot gas from the back of your spacecraft is not the most efficient approach. But a much more elegant way is to manipulate the fabric of space-time around your ship. That's how we get to the topic of the Alcubierre warp drive. So far, it's just a hypothetical concept, but who knows? Maybe in 10 or 20 decades, we'll use this device to visit our relatives who have moved to the other side of the Milky Way.
It's going to take 20 decades to put this together? Damn it.
Anyway, the warp drive theoretically contracts the space-time in front of a spacecraft, simultaneously expanding the space-time behind it. It allows the ship to move from one point to another at an insanely fast speed. While the spacecraft would be distorting space-time, someone outside the ship's warp bubble would observe it moving faster than the speed of light. At the same time, if you were that lucky traveler inside the ship, you'd feel no acceleration whatsoever. If we could make such a superluminal warp drive a reality, superluminal, which is a fancy word to describe something faster than the speed of light, it would change our lives for good. It would enable us to travel all over our solar system and perhaps help us reach neighboring star systems as well. For example, we could get to Alpha Centauri, the closest to a star system located a bit more than 4 light-years away, within days or weeks instead of thousands of years.
But do they want us, though? Do they want us there? Nobody asked that question.
Unfortunately, I gotta quench your enthusiasm, my friend. The warp drive has a huge problem. The force behind its operation, which is called negative energy, involves pretty exotic particles. Even worse, they're completely hypothetical, and as far as we know, don't exist in our universe. Scientists have only managed to describe them in mathematical terms. These exotic particles behave in unexpected ways.
Nerds! Come on, man. I'm acting like a bully here. Yo, who you calling a nerd? Oh, man. I thought we had it, guys. I thought this YouTube video would unlock it and we were off to the stars. And we would leave this planet and never come back. Damn it.
Ways.
Not
For
today.
example, they
Not
have
today.
negative mass. Boy, I wish I could pull such a trick after a big family dinner. And they work
After
in
the holidays.
opposition to gravity. But wait, there's still some hope left. A new discovery might solve this seemingly unmovable roadblock.
I spoke too soon.
Researchers from New York City have envisioned a positive energy system that does not mess with the known laws of physics. The authors of the study claim that it's a game changer and could be the first chapter in the manual for interstellar travel. You see, this positive energy makes all the difference. Now let's say you're an astronaut.
Dude, clip that and send it to all the politicians over there that are dividing us. Positive energy. That's what it is. Let me replay that. Doesn't matter. He's talking about space. Come on. That's a universal truth, guys.
Manual for interstellar travel. You
Listen.
see, this positive energy makes all the difference. Now, let's say you're an astronaut on a spacewalk and you decide to play tennis out there. So you
Oh,
push
now
the
that's a
ball away
great
from
idea.
you. But instead of floating away, the ball pushes back. And this confrontation can continue to the point that it might take your hand off if you apply enough force. Now, that's a quality
Space tennis. Why haven't we been talking about space tennis? You don't hear enough about space tennis.
of the negative energy the warp drive needs. But as you can see, there's no way to harness this energy, and it sounds rather dangerous. That's why we should probably turn to good old positive energy for the construction of the warp bubble. This bubble is a spherical structure surrounding a spacecraft using a shell of regular, albeit super dense, matter. The bubble propels the spacecraft forward using the powerful gravity of the shell. But the passengers inside the ship don't feel any acceleration.
Oh.
An elevator ride is apparently more eventful than hurtling through space in such a bubble.
Oh man, you've seen these bubbles around, man. In fiction, right? Sci-fi stories. I've even encountered them in sci fantasy stories like Sanderson stuff, and these bubbles that speed up, or you're in that time dilation thing and stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, he lives in a bubble. Boy.
All because of the immense density of the shell and the pressure it would exert on the interior if controlled properly. And since nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, according to the theory of general relativity, the bubble is designed in a way that those inside could experience normal time. At the same time, the bubble compresses the space-time in front of it and expands it behind the ship, just like that warp drive that uses negative energy. It allows it to ferry itself and the craft unbelievably fast. The walls of the bubble produce the necessary momentum, just like the momentum of balls rolling. If you decided to take up the task of controlling a warp bubble, it would require a great deal of coordination. Such bubbles need
Wow, what's your job description? Warp bubble controller. See, guys, there's new job opportunities luring, waiting around the corner. Come on.
enormous amounts of matter and energy to keep passengers safe and maintain the correct passage of time. Plus, communication between people inside and outside the bubble would become super distorted during the passage through the curvatures of warp space. Now, of
Man, this is music to my ears. I can't hear you right now. I'm in my warp bubble.
course, there are still tons of problems researchers need to deal with before finally building a working warp drive. But some of them claim that the model should eventually get close to the speed of light. But even if it remains below the speed of light, it'll still be a great improvement compared to our today's technologies. Hey, see for yourself. Traveling at even half the speed of light to Alpha Centauri would take 9 years. In contrast, Voyager 1, which is currently traveling at 38,000 miles per hour, would need around 75,000 years to reach our neighboring star system. There are some
Yeah, that's
more
crazy.
things to consider. As you approach the speed of light, things get really weird. For example, the faster an object moves, the greater its mass becomes. And this
That's not
mass
good.
can increase infinitely, so that the object will need an infinite amount of energy to maintain its speed. Another issue, current models
That's a big
allow a
issue.
stable warp bubble only for a constant speed. But then, how are you supposed to accelerate at the beginning of your journey? And what should you do when you eventually need to slow down and stop? Experts claim that the process of
That's
the creation
a
of the
big
warp
problem to
drive
solve.
is like trying to figure out the concept of the automobile for the first time. We can compare the stage at which the warp drive technology is with the car technology at the end of the 19th century. At that time, automobile travel was possible, but it looked like a tricky process not everyone could deal with. Now, the whole warp drive idea is to stretch and squeeze space to zip around the universe. Well, there's a theory that's even wilder. What if, instead of bending space-time, we just ripped it?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Think about it like this.
That does not sound like a good idea, man. That does not sound. Rip it? And then what? Zip it? back up again?
When you bend space-time, you still have to deal with all the stretching and compressing. It's like folding a paper map. You still have to drag your finger across the folds. But try ripping the paper in half and slapping the two ends together. Bam! You're already at your destination. So, how
I
can
don't
we
know,
rip
man.
space-time?
What about all the other people?
We
in
might not
that
need to. Black
area?
holes may already be doing it. At the center of a black hole, gravity goes nuts. Everything compresses into an infinitely small point, and time itself stops. This point,
Trippy.
called a singularity, might be that very rip in space-time. And if you could ride your spaceship into a large enough black hole, gravity might be smooth enough for you to survive the journey. Maybe. And then, some scientists think you might pop out the other side of the
Maybe.
universe through a white hole.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. It's cool.
Now,
to think
another
about.
type of rip is called a wormhole. Unlike a black hole, wormholes have both an entrance and an exit. They're like a cosmic tunnel shortcut. If we could figure out how to find them, open them, and keep them from closing again, we could get the key to intergalactic travel.
Stargate,
And
bro.
now, get
Come
ready
on.
for a twist. Quantum tunneling. Now, let's say you're playing a video game, and your character can magically walk through walls. It's kind of what particles do in quantum tunneling. Particles can tunnel through barriers, even if they don't have enough energy to go over them, thanks to their wavy quantum nature. But what if particles could quantum tunnel through connected wormholes? Instead of just sneaking through a wall, they'd be taking cosmic shortcuts through space-time, zipping from one part of the universe to another instantly. In theory, this could open up totally new possibilities for how we understand the universe and travel across it. That's it for today. So hey,
Man, interesting stuff, man. It's all theoretical and, of course, but it's cool that in theory it works and mathematically it may even work, but we're not there yet. It's just cool to think about, and I love learning about this, watching these type of videos or reading papers about them. You know, sometimes videos may not have the full truth or nuance. So, hey, let me know if you have any corrections. But I really like the warp bubble thing, man. We need that. We need that. The cone of silence. Yeah, this is fun, and it was a great video too. A lot of great B-roll in there. I wonder how it was made. If it involves some AI or not. Hey, thank you everybody for being here. I guess we're gonna have to stay on this planet for just a little while longer, and we'll check out some more videos while we're at it. So let me know, what do I have to check out next. Thanks for being here. Peace.